Hey everybody, welcome to HomeRecordingMadeEasy.com and here on my YouTube channel. And this week, this is part 5 of our Does Pro Tools Still Suck 10 Years Later series. If you have not seen parts 1 through 4, click the link in the description box. There will be a playlist there. If this is the first time you're watching a video in this Pro Tools series, basically this is my 10-year anniversary from leaving Pro Tools for good many, many years ago. And I wanted to create an experiment to see, is Pro Tools still as unstable and quirky and all the headaches that I used to have and many others have had years ago? Does that still happen today? Or is a new version of Pro Tools over the last few years, the last 10 years, has it gotten any better? And that's what we've been doing. So again, go watch the playlist from part 1 through now part 4. This is going to be part 5 and we're going to continue on. So just like in all the other parts, what I did is I'm going to launch Pro Tools from the beginning so you can see it launch, because last video we had it crash upon launching and I wanted to just show you how Pro Tools is really behaving for me, and then we'll continue on with this mix. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to launch Pro Tools. Now again, this is the 30-day trial. This is the ultimate version that comes for 30 days where we're importing a song here. We're mixing a song with a combination of stock plugins and third-party plugins to see how Pro Tools behaves. And we've had some videos in this series where Pro Tools acted very well and was easy to work with, and then other videos not so much. We've had some issues with some audio and things, and again, you got to go watch the playlist below in the description box, so go check that out. So here we are, loading it up. Once again, seems to be loading up relatively quick, just like every other DAW. Here's the session that we've been working on. The song is by Nerve 9, and the name of the song is Living Lie. It's a pop rock ballad. So we're going to open this and see if it opens. Okay, so last video, we had it crash, I think, upon opening, and we reopened it a second time and it loaded just fine. So let's see. Okay, this is like a 35 track session, not a huge session, but a sizable session. Okay, this is loaded. Okay, great. So this is loading up pretty quickly, just like I would expect. So again, we had a success this time. So what we've done up to this point is we worked on drums, bass, and guitars last week. And this week we're going to start on the vocals, and maybe next week we'll do the background vocals, and maybe we'll do some parallel compression. Basically what we've done is we've gone ahead and we used a combination of stock plugins and third-party plugins. Okay, right now we're running about 70, 75 plugins in the session. That's where we ended up last week. On our drums, we used Auto Align. We used some Slate Digital products, the Virtual Console collection. And then on the drums, we used the compressor, the Avid compressor, just again, try to mix it up. And we did that across all the drums. On our bass, we used the VMR, again, the Virtual Console collection by Slate Digital. We used the CLA 2A by Waves. And then we also used the Devil Lock by Sound Toys to give it a little bit of grit. I'll let you listen to the song in a second. Last week, we worked on our guitars and we used our VMR by Slate Digital, and we used a combination of the compressors with some of the EQs that are a part of the Virtual Mix Rack by Slate Digital. So we have 7 guitars here. And then we also, on guitars 6 and 7, we added a little bit of EQ here, the Avid EQ. And then we also used a CLA 3A, I think, on the guitar solo, just because. And what else did we do here? We also used on one of the guitars last week, we used a Freedman Guitar Amp Sim. This is a universal audio version of it. So it's not running on the internal CPU. It is running on the DSP chips in the universal audio hardware. And this is one of the plugins last week, I believe, that crashed, or we got some CPU errors. Again, go watch the video. You will see that. Okay, so now we just have some lean vocals here and such, and we'll work on that this week. So let me just give you a listen quickly for people that are new here to this series. Let's just get kind of a quick listen to part of the song so you can kind of see what we're dealing with here. So here is Nerve 9, Living a Lie. Here we go. This is on our drum bus here. Okay, so that's kind of what we're dealing with there. Sorry, got the vocals turned in a little late there because they were muted. But so on our buses down here in purple, I forgot to mention, we have some 4 or 5 buses here, some aux sends that I used. On the drum bus, we're using the virtual tape machine. Then we're also using the FabFilter Pro Q. And then we're using the FG Gray by Slate Digital, the SSL bus compressor. Gives a little bit of color there. On the bass bus, we're just using the virtual tape machines. On the guitar bus, we're using the virtual tape machines along with the virtual mix racking using the custom series lift parallel EQ. We did that last week, okay, just so you know. Now on the master bus, just so you kind of know what we're doing here, we're using the virtual console collection. We're using the Brit 4KE console emulation for people following along at home. We're using the FG Mu on the master bus, and then we're using the virtual tape machine, and then we have a little meter here by Plug-in Alliance Brainworks. No big deal. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to let's just solo up here a section of our lead vocal here. We have 2 lead vocal tracks, one for the verse, one for the chorus. We'll process them separately only because that's the way they kind of came into us. So here's our verse section. Okay. Maybe what we'll do is we'll loop this here. Okay, this is recorded very conservatively, so I threw the Avid trim tool on here, the trim plugin, just to boost it up a little bit so we can so I'll add some gain to it.
Trust will set you free. It doesn't come inside a box. You can't control your fate.
Now I think what we're going to do here is we'll add the virtual mix rack just because that's what we've done all along up to this point, just to kind of keep things consistent. Now also keep in mind that, again, as I said in some of the last parts here, my goal is not to, we're not just trying to, I'm not trying to spend a lot of time making the mix sound as great as possible. That's not really what this is. This whole series is around stability, using plugins, poking around, twisting some dials, combination of stock and third-party plugins. How does Pro Tools behave from a stability standpoint? I mean, the tracks are recorded really well, so I don't have to do a lot of mixing anyway, but just keep that in mind. So again, we're going to use the virtual mix rack here. And then maybe what we'll do is maybe, we'll do a channel strip, even though we're using this here. I just want to add some stuff here. Maybe for the vocals, let me see here. We have, do I have my Plug-in Alliance here? Let me see. I don't know if I have these installed. My Plug-in Alliance channel strips. I don't know that I have those. I don't have all the AAX stuff on my system. I should probably do that, but we'll just work with what we have here. I could use Universal Audio and use something like their SSL channel strip, but I really want to work on the CPU and not on the Universal Audio hardware, because that's not going to tax the internal CPU, and I want to see how Pro Tools behaves. So yeah, so I don't see that I have them here, unfortunately. Oh, well, you can use Waves though. We can use the Waves SSL. Why don't we do that just for the hell of it? So let me see if I can find it in this mess of plugins. Again, this is not organized in any way. I just installed the software and went to town with it. So here we are, channel strip mono. Let's work with this. This is the old famous E-channel strip. I'm sure you're familiar with this.
Look no further now. You'll find what you need. No magic here. Trust will set you free. It doesn't come inside a box. You can't control your fate. Stop holding on. Stop holding on.
So we're doing a low cut around 90 Hertz, and then I'm just using a 4:1 ratio here with a fast attack, pretty fast release, and we're compressing 6 to 10 dB here. for 3 to 6 dB.
You'll find what you need.
Okay, let's see if we can get some.
No magic here. Trust will set you free.
Open it up a little at 10K.
It doesn't come inside a box. You can't control your fate. Stop holding on. Stop holding on.
Oh, there we go.
Look no further now. You'll find what you need. No magic here. Trust will set you free. It doesn't come inside a box.
Let's get a little bit of more makeup in here.
You can't control your fate. Stop holding on. Stop holding on.
Okay, so we added a little bit of, took a little mid-range out at around 470, just a few dB. Added a little bit of a shelf here at around 10K to brighten it up a little bit. And then we're doing, like I said, a fast attack on this vocal and doing anywhere from 3 to 6. It'll hit 10 dB of gain reduction. And then we're doing a low cut filter.
Look no further now.
As before.
You'll find what you need. No magic here. Trust will set you free. It doesn't come inside a box. You can't control your fate. Stop holding on.
Okay, now we have a lead vocal coming in here on the chorus section. Let's just take a listen to this. We'll kind of solo this little section up here. Whoops, sorry.
Give up this living life. Start asking questions why.
So I'm going to put the same VMR here on this track, just to see how we're doing.
Give up this living life. Start asking questions why.
And I'll put the same SSL on there just because we can.
Give up this living life. Start asking questions why.
Really compresses it nicely.
When it's all said and done, I wanna say we had fun.
And maybe we'll put a little Waves vocal writer on here again just to save us some automation. Let's see where that is. Where is that? Where's our Waves plugins here? Plugins. Waves audio. Here we go. So let's go down the vocal writer. Okay, vocal writer mono. Put this open again. So we're adding more plugins. So far, so good. We'll do a little save here. Looks like Pro Tools is behaving this time, which is great. Gonna lower this a little bit. We'll see what we're doing.
Give up this living life. Start asking questions why. When it's all said and done, I wanna say we had fun.
Okay, so that's vocal writer really quick. Let's also put vocal writer on the verse so we can set the target a little bit higher. Command equals, because we have a real low, she gets pretty quiet here.
Look
So let's
no
set our,
further now.
it's gonna help us a lot here.
You'll find what you need. No magic here. Trust will set you free. It doesn't come inside a box. You can't control your fate. Stop holding
Okay, that just stopped the loop section. Let's check our master bus here.
You'll find what you need. No magic here.
This FG Muse is going to put a lot of nice sheen on it.
Will set you free. It doesn't come inside a box. You can't control your fate. Stop holding on.
Nice.
Stop holding on. Give up this.
Okay, so far that's sounding pretty good. Again, it's dry. We have no reverb yet, but let's see what we have here for background vocals, and then we'll end this video. But so far, Pro Tools has behaved very well this time around, which is fantastic. That's what we're looking for, right? So far, so good. Let's, what do we have here? So we've got a lot of background vocals here, but some of these tracks are just kind of, you know, let's see what we got here. Okay, so we have a background vocal 1, background vocal 2 and 3 are towards the end here. So let's go to background vocal 1. Again, I just feel better working in the mixer for some reason. Again, let's put the VMR on here. Again, I want to keep using, you know, a lot of plugins, because this is what I typically would have done in the past, like most of you would, and I want to see how Pro Tools handles it. Now, again, a lot of this has to do with your computer specs. We talked about that in an earlier section. Let's go ahead and can we use, yeah, let's use this channel strip on all these. Why not? Why don't we do that? Let's do that. Let's put another channel strip on here, and let's just see what we got here. Get that volume up there so we can hear the darn thing, right? Maybe turn it off a little bit.
Let go the rain. Go the rain. Let go the rain.
Okay, let's see what we got going on down here towards the end of that. I'm just curious to see. I panned it a little over to the right just because, why not? What are we doing here? Okay, so again, using the channel strip, using again about 6 dB of compression, again, opened up a little on the top end, took out a little bit of mid-range. Again, I'm not getting too picky here with this because that's not the point of the series. Let's look at background vocal 2 and let's just see what we got going on here. Okay, at the very end, 2 and 3 are just doing this little ditty here. So let's just see what we got here for 2 and 3. I'll crank up the volume a little bit. Okay, so that's nothing really. Okay, so 2 and 3. Again, let's go ahead and let's drop our VMR on here. We use hold down option and we'll drag it over. Hold down option, drag it over. And do a little saving here just so we're safe. Okay, and then we're going to drop our SSL channel on here as well on these two parts because, again, there's not much going on there in way of, you know. Let's just see what we got going on here. We want to just right like that. Let's just see. We'll blend it in. I'm paying it hard left and right. I don't know why not. Okay, let's just open this. Okay, no big deal there. Let me just take a look at our SSL here. Okay, Okay, so far so good. Everything is behaving the way we want it to. This is good. This is good. This is what I like to see.
Stop holding on. I will not
Okay,
stop.
let's see what background vocal has. It's good. I'm getting used to my shortcuts again, guys. It's been a long time. I don't want to make this video too long, but okay, so we have 4, background vocal 4 and then a double, and then background vocal 5 and a double, 6 and a double. Okay, so what we'll probably do, just for you know, so we can finish up the vocals in this video, I'm just going to put all the same plugins on. Okay, now, just to, you know, again, just to keep things consistent. Again, I want to see. Oops, I'm going to save this. I'm going to hold down my Option key. Yeah. Option, not Control. Sorry about that. I just want to see how many plugins before if Pro Tools crashes. Now, I will say that, again, I know a lot of this has to do with computer specs, but back in the day, like I said, when I was running Pro Tools, I was running one of the, you know, high-end Mac Pro at that time. Quad core, 60 gigs of RAM, whatever it was. But the processors, the memory, CPUs, everything is much faster today. I will say, outside of the few quirks that we had in a couple of the videos, overall, far less finickiness, yeah, than what I've experienced in the past. So I will say that even though there's been some crashing along the way, we've had a couple of incidents, but overall, now hopefully I'll watch, Pro Tools is going to make a liar out of me. Overall, it's been a lot better than what it used to be. Now, again, a lot of that has to do with the hardware. Maybe it's gotten better with some of the software. Again, just from a stability standpoint, not from a workflow point of view. We're not talking about workflow, okay? So let's see. We're here on, what are we on? Background vocal 4. Let's just see what that's doing here.
You said to me, never said before, you weren't taking wrong.
Okay, so I know what we got going on there. Okay, and I know I could be doing all this on one screen. I don't need to be flipping back and forth. I'm just used to that.
You said to me, never said before,
I'll pan it a little bit, just why not?
I knew there might be. You said to me, never said before, you weren't taking wrong.
Yeah, okay. Let's see what background vocal 4 double is doing.
She said to me, never said before, you weren't taking wrong. I knew that.
Okay, let's do that again.
She said to me, never said before, you.
Great. Background vocal 5. So we got 5 and a 5 double and a 6 and a 6 double. Looks like they're all kind of doing the same dealio here. So let's check that out and let's see, shall we? So we'll do 5 and 6.
Things you said to me, never said before, you weren't taking.
Okay, so if we pan that, let's see, 4 double, 5 double, 6 double. I'm just looking at the panning here just to see. Let's see, we'll pan this over 23. I know you can just type in there, right? Can you do that? I forget. It's been such a long time. That's okay, 23. So we'll pan this over, let's say, I don't know, 30, 31. Again, not so concerned about.
Things you said to me, never said before, you weren't taking
Pan over maybe 40.
I knew there might be more.
Okay, so panning over 6 and 6 double over 40%, just to kind of spread everybody out a little bit.
Things you said to me, never said before, you
Get a little more compression on these.
weren't taking
Okay, some of this has to do with the fact that they're recording conservatively.
Things you said to me, never said before. You weren't taken wrong. I knew there might be more. Things you said to me, never said before. You weren't taken wrong.
I mean, we're talking about quick mixing, right? We're really going quick here. Okay, now we got 7 and 7 double. Let's just check those out and just see. You can see they're recorded very conservatively, which is fantastic. Again, we can even add a little bit of gain to this. We can say, give me 6 dB on this. Give me 6 dB on this. Let's just see what's doing here. As far as this goes, we'll solo this bad boy up, and then we'll crank these up a little.
Let it all go now. Heard it before too well.
Oh, cool, like whispers and whatnot. Nice, that's fun.
Let it all go now.
Cool.
Heard it before too well. Let it all go now.
We'll tuck these in.
What holds you there? Let it all go now.
Pan them over. Why not?
Heard it before too well. Let it all go now. What holds you there?
Maybe not quite so much.
Let it all go now. Heard it before too well. Let it all go now.
Okay, so that's kind of where we're at. So we haven't had any, thankfully, any issues at all this video, which is fantastic. Good to see. Good to see. Let's spread this. Oops, wrong way. Forgot my hotkeys. Let's listen from the beginning, and let's just kind of balance through, and then we'll end this video. So far, this time it's working out pretty well. Let's see where we are here. Again, and we can go back to the mixer because that's what I'm a little more comfortable with. Again, we got some buses here, you know.
Look no further now. You'll find what you need.
Then we'll do a plug-in count here at the end to see how many plugins we actually put on this session so far.
Trust will set you free. It doesn't come inside a box. You can't control your fate. Stop holding on. Stop holding on. Give up this living life. Start asking questions why. When it's all said and done, I wanna say we had fun. We dreamed as kids. Plans seem so clear. Knowing what would come.
Might be interesting to put a little bit of some saturation on the master bus just to, just again. And then we'll do a plug-in count here and we'll see where we are. But right now, I'm pleasantly surprised at what we've found so far. Let me see here. Slate Digital. Let's go to the virtual mix rack again. Stereo. And let's throw on something like Revival. We could throw something like that on there. Just why not? Where is it? It's a nice plugin. Gives you a little bit of bottom, a little bit of top. Oh, we're starting from the beginning. It's okay. It's got a little bit of shimmer. Is this something you want to do?
Look no further now. You'll find what you need.
A little bit goes a long way with this plugin.
No magic here. Trust will set you free. It doesn't come inside a box. You can't control your fate. Stop holding on. Stop holding on. Give up this living life. Start asking questions why. When it's all said and done, I wanna say we had fun.
Looks like it's hardly really doing a whole hell of a lot here. Let's see.
I'm inside a box. You can't control your fate.
No, it is.
Stop holding on. Stop holding on. Give up this living life. Start asking questions why.
Should probably put this above the tape machine. Maybe I should have put this in a different insert. Probably. Yeah, and then put the tape machine on after this. Sorry, let me just do that quickly. I think that would be a better way to do that. So this will be.
I'm inside a box. You can't control your fate. Stop holding on. Stop holding on. Give up this living life. Start asking questions why.
Okay, so there we go. So we did pretty well. So if we want to do a quick plugin count, let's see. We have 35, 40 tracks here. And if each one of them had 3 plugins, that's 4 times 3 is what, 12, 120? So that's 120 plugins. Plus, you know, we probably got like 140 plugins on this thing if we were to go look at it. I mean, we had 70 last week and we added what? What did we have? 7? What, 2, 4? Yeah, we got about 135, 140 plugins. Okay, so, you know, and using, again, mostly third-party stuff, but we also used a few EQs on the guitar, and all the compression on the drums were all Avid Pro Tools stuff. So that's pretty good. So thanks for joining me for this part 5. Hopefully you guys liked it. I am pleasantly surprised what I'm seeing. Let me know in the comments below. Do you want me to do a part 6 and add some reverbs and delays and clean it up a little bit more? I don't know how much more that's going to, you know, kind of prove our point here with this series. We got a lot of plugins on here. We've had, I think, a total of 3 or 4 in the 5 videos, about 3 or 4 you know, either crashes and or combination of CPU errors. Again, watch the videos in the playlist below. I will say, again, if this was the last video of the series and we didn't do any more, and I'm only going to do another section, because again, I don't want to pay for this because I'm not going to pay for Pro Tools, and my 30 days are almost up. So let me know below if you want me to go ahead and add some reverbs and delays and clean it up a little bit more. But I think we've proven the point that you can run 140 plugins in a session. And with the exception of a couple of areas where we've had some issues, this has behaved overall better than what I experienced 10 years ago. Now, again, a lot of that has to do, I think, with the fact that the computers are a lot more powerful today. They're a lot faster today. They're a lot more stable as far as being able to run lots of plugins, and you have faster CPUs where you can tax the CPU a lot more than what you could maybe in the past. So that's probably part of it. The other part of it is hopefully Avid's maybe done some work under the hood to make it a little bit more stable. A lot of the comments that we got in the last 4 videos of this series. There's a lot of Pro Tools users out there that don't have any problems, and they were very vocal about that, and that's great. And then there's other people that said they had nothing but problems in the past and left Pro Tools for good. And so we have it on both sides, but people that are using Pro Tools today that don't seem to have an issue with it, again, the issues that I've had are been minor in nature overall and definitely is better in the past. So I guess the question is, does it still suck 10 years later? From a stability standpoint, I will say I don't think it sucks as much as it did. Would it be the first DAW that I recommend to people, to students, especially beginners? I'd say absolutely not. Pro Tools would be the last DAW that I would recommend to a beginner. But if you're someone who's a professional, who works in the industry, and especially works with lots of producers and stuff in the music business, they still 90% of them use Pro Tools still. And so if you are going to be in the music business, you are going to need to understand Pro Tools on some level and be able to use it on some level. And so that's one thing to consider. Again, from a workflow point of view, I don't think it even holds a candle to some of the new modern DAWs, whether it be Cubase, Studio One, Logic, and there's others, but those are the three big ones. And from an intuitiveness standpoint, I would say that those DAWs are a lot more user-friendly for beginners. But once again, if you're using Pro Tools already and you've been using it for a long time and you don't have any issues with it, like I said in the very first video of this series, you can make great music with anything. It's just dependent on what you know, learn it as well as you can. Once you get it optimized for your system, if you like it, there's nothing wrong with it. You can make hit music, hit records in Pro Tools, and you can make hit records in Studio One and in Cubase and in Logic, so on and so forth. So hope you enjoyed this series. Again, I will do a part 6 if you want me to. Just let me leave comments below. Let me know what you think about this series. And let me know also, do you want me to try to take a look at some other different DAWs that are on the market that maybe you're not familiar with? I have most of them, so I could do a series like this for other DAWs as well. Now, because you watched this entire video, I want to give you a couple of free gifts. Again, if this is your first time here, welcome to the Home Recording Made Easy family. I want you to go to homerecordingmadeeasy.com. I want to give you 5 free mixing training courses. It's my gift to you just for visiting homerecordingmadeeasy.com. And also in the description box below, there'll be a coupon code, YouTube25. YouTube25 will take 25% off any one of my training courses on my website. I highly encourage you to go check them out, especially if you want mixing training, mastering training. I have training on EQ, compression, recording, everything. I got over 100 training courses, over 100 on the website. Go check out homerecordingmadeeasy.com. All the links will be in the description box below. Thank you so much for joining me for this Pro Tools video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.